And welcome to Players Guild. My name is Loki and we have a lovely sunny day, so I'm joined today by our lovely guildmaster, Scott Sedman.
Hello, everybody. We're here to talk about Android 18 and is she good? Let's just get straight into it with this leader. So, Android 18 on the front, she is from, of course, fighterz, which is why she's got the special era there, if you were wondering. When this card attacks, draw a card and place up to one blue card from your drop under this card. Doesn't have to be a battle card, doesn't have to be mono blue, it just needs to go underneath it.
Yeah,
So, interesting little thing there on the auto.
definitely plays more towards how you would expect Cell to play.
hmm
You know,
I
because
could see.
in this card game, it's usually the cards end up underneath either due to absorption, so Boo or Cell,
Mm,
or because of evolution, so Goku, for example,
yeah.
or Gohan.
Mhm.
So it's an
And
interesting one to see that Android 18 is getting cards underneath her.
yeah. And then when you're at 4 or less life, or there are 3 or more cards, it doesn't check for color, it just have to be underneath her. You can draw a card, untap one, and
Add
flip
life
over
to hand on
until you have
drops.
6 left. Yeah. So
Then
yeah,
she,
standard.
yeah, something more.
No, she's just standard, and then she flips over
Yeah.
into impenetrable rushdown.
So here she has, when this card attacks, draw a card, place up to one blue card from the drop under this card. So the same effect. Very unassuming effect. So the front side is very unassuming. It doesn't really do much.
Mm,
And the scary bit is it actually requires you to kinda neg yourself first, because you need to have those cards in the drop somehow.
yeah, true.
And then once per turn, when you add a card from your life to your hand, add up to one blue card from your drop under this card. So whenever you
So
take damage once per turn, your turn or your opponent's turn, you put a card from drop underneath her. Doesn't work with Awaken because you first add the cards to hand and then flip her over.
yeah,
Uh, I think that's the.
that's a good point. I think yeah, I think you
I
would
think yeah, you need to resolve all of the Awaken
all of
before you
it.
flip. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't work with her. At least I don't think it does, unless we're going to do some weird checkpoint shenanigans.
Yeah.
And then activate battle once per turn. You can add a card from your life to your hand, and she gets 5,000 power for the battle. So you have that self-awakening actually combo power, which is interesting. Of course, you can only do it limited amount of times.
Mm. It's definitely a very interesting thing, right? So, like, say if you're only 5k off a combo and they're hitting you with a quad, triple,
Mm,
double strike, like this could actually be potentially a very worth it get out because you might need that 5k in your hand. And so, if you're going to take 2 life and just taking 1 life will get you out of it, may as well take that 1 life. I actually think this is more nasty than it seems on paper.
I think it is really interesting, but again, it just shows that then you of course get to do your second auto as well to put a blue
Yeah,
card from your drop underneath the leader. But then you
yeah,
still need to have those cards in the drop
that's true. That's true. That is definitely true.
and not Z
Uh,
charged, for example.
No, that's true. Like managing your Z energy and your drop in this deck is going to be very important,
Yeah.
and choosing when to do what. So next up,
We have Android 18, Krillin, and Marin, family united, a unison, with 2 specified blue and 15,000 power. While your leader is a Krillin or Android 18 card, this card gains blocker, and that's any color.
hmm
Works with the green 1718, or works with the blue Krillin leader,
yeah,
or was there another Krillin leader?
uh,
Turtle's full.
Roshi gets Krillin on the Awakened side,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
For +2, activate main. Draw one card, then discard one card from your hand. So that's how you get cards in your drop. Additionally, if your leader is Krillin or Android 18, both mono blue, very specific, place up to one Krillin or Android card, both blue, from your drop under your leader. And at the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode. So it gives you that ability to attack. But again, you just discarded a card, and you get to put it immediately under your leader. So that doesn't fuel your leader.
Yeah, yeah.
And the second effect, which I think is very interesting, -4, activate main, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. This is
So this is Oh no, you go.
No, go. You started.
I was gonna say, so this is just in any blue deck really, maybe
Yeah.
blue multicolor. This is just pay 4, remove something.
Yeah.
This is very good. Like this is very good.
This is very strong effect. Very few cards cannot be removed by this. Indestructible, I think. And Gogeta. The 8-drop Gogeta is unaffected.
Yeah, because it's not affected by skills. Yeah.
It's a very powerful card, very powerful skill, very good removal. Just drop it for 4 energy. If you have 5 energy, drop it for 5. Then it's going to stick around.
Stay around. Yeah. It also has the +2, which is really powerful. Yeah.
Which means every third turn you can remove something with the -4.
Yeah, really strong unison. I like it. I like that it can work with the mono blue Krillin deck as well. The super aggro takes life, goes in ham.
Gets a blocker or removal.
Yeah. Which when you're taking that much life, it's kind of nice to have that. So next up,
Krillin powers expanded. So a 3-drop, 2 specified blue, 15,000 powers, 0-5k combo. While you have a blue Android 18 card with energy cost of 5 or more in play, this card gains the dual attack. 5 is a lot. It's an expensive card.
it is.
Good night.
Yeah. Krillin putting me to sleep. No, so I mean, the fact that it gives dual attack is quite.
And then when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with cost of 4 or less and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck.
Yeah, I think that's fine for it coming in for what it does, which is.
Yeah, and then on activate main, limit 1. You can pay 1 blue if your leader is blue, and you have 3 or more energy, play this from your hand. This is interesting because this is for any blue deck.
Yeah.
Pay 1 energy, get the 15k body, and remove a 4-drop or less.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't get around barrier, but for 1 energy to put a body on board that could potentially swing twice and remove a threat, I actually think this is pretty decent.
I mean, removing a 4-drop Sin, for example, is really good.
Yeah. I think this is just a really solid card. It's got synergy with your leader, but it's also open enough to where I think it can be a nice little tech in decks that might need it.
And of course, if you can play Android 18 that costs 5 or more, it's also a dual attacker.
Yes.
And then we have the lovely couple.
Yeah, 18 and Krillin, future spun by battle. I also just love this card. I like the Krillin on one side, 18 on the other, upside downs, yin yang. Very cool indeed. 4 cost, 2 specified, a blue, 15k 0-5 combo, deflect, dual attack. If you don't have a unison in play, when this card is played, play Android 18, Krillin, Marin, Family United, which is the one we've already covered, from your deck with a marker on it in rest mode. And shuffle your deck.
But this is going to restand.
You used a +2, so it's already on 3 markers, and it's now in active mode. So really nice synergy there. And then activate main, limit 1, 2 blue. If your leader is a blue Android 18, so that is potentially 3 leaders at this point, I think.
Blue 18s? Oh yeah, because there's a clone one, and there is this one. I think that's the 2.
And then there's the multi one. Or did they not have a multi leader? Am I just thinking of the blue-green deck? And then that's why I'm like, oh yeah, there's
the blue-green was Piccolo.
Yep, never mind. So yeah, there's 2. There's 2 leaders this works with right now.
Yes.
And there are 2 or more cards under it. Play this card from your hand. So I mean, whilst yes, it can in theory work with that other leader, it's very much designed to work with the new one.
This is actually really interesting. So technically you can drop it on turn 2, but you need to neg yourself 2 cards. I mean, that's fine. I think there is some extra cards that you could use here that would work with that. And that would be fine. And beside that, this is a really strong card, right? Dropping it on turn 2. If you can manage to drop it on turn 2, having a tutor for your Unison, it has the flag, so you know that's going to happen. Essentially running 8 copies of a Unison.
Yeah. And we already said the Unison's great, so putting in a blocker on board, so you can go in, you can keep this active, you can combo it off for a Z charge if you want, you can combo it off to put it in your drop. I think the dual attack in this deck is really interesting. I
Yeah, we've
really
seen.
want.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's very showing on how their combo is working, right? Because the combo was consecutive attacks.
yeah. It's like tagging in, right? Like you
Yeah.
you go in and then you come out with that, and yeah, obviously the husband wife theme, and then obviously brother sister theme with the 17 as well, which we'll get into. Yeah,
So
I think it's a really cool SR, and I'm excited to see how this deck
it's
evolves.
first of, I think it's the first SR we've seen that is not generic in this set.
Uh, could
All the other ones are generic. Support a yellow leader or a.
yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I think
This one is specific blue Android 18.
was Cumber's not restricted Cumber, the big boy. I can't remember.
I don't remember that
Krillin,
card.
I think I've got Krillin defensive battle on it.
Android 18 Energy Wave.
Never mind. This is why you're the one who's doing the cards. Go on then.
A 5-drop with 2 specified costs. So this is our 5-drop for the deck.
Mhm.
It's an SR. 20,000 power, double strike, and when she would be removed from a battle area, remove it from the game instead. So no shenanigans.
It's a permanent we're seeing more and more, and I'm wondering
Yeah.
if they don't just make it a keyword. But I guess because then it's like if you negate keyword skills, it wouldn't go away.
I mean,
I just feel like we see this permanent on a lot of cards nowadays.
yes, we do.
But yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
Carry on. Sorry.
Auto, limit 1. Pay 1 blue if your leader is blue and you have 3 or more energy. When you use a blue Krillin card from your hand or battle area in a combo, play this card from under your leader or from your hand.
I like how it's got the option for both. I think that's really vital here. If it was just from under your leader, I'd be like, that's
Okay.
it's very situational. But the fact that it can come from hand as well, really handy. It's really handy. God damn.
And auto, pay 1 blue when this card is played. Play up to 1 mono blue Krillin card with energy cost of 3 from your Z energy combo area or drop.
So the Krillin you combo Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this Krillin that I just put on the screen, his auto when played is not limited to limit 1, it's only his activate main. Which means what you can do if you have 3 energy is you pay 1, play this guy, then you go attack with your leader, remove something, attack with your leader, and combo this guy off, and then play Android 18 from either under your leader or from your hand for 1 energy, and then play that guy you just comboed off to remove another card.
Yeah. So
and
then
if you
got
had another 5-drop on board already, he would have dual attack first, so you could have got a sneak attack earlier in as well.
Yeah. I think it's really nice. It's like it is like you said, the back and forth. So she's now putting in the pressure of double strike here, and Krillin can always just put in that pressure of just one more hit, one more chip.
And she can also do the same thing in your opponent's turn.
Yeah, it's not restricted to 10.
Yeah.
So if they're swinging with a 4 or less without barrier, this could be a smart play to get around that.
Yeah, that is quite interesting. Yeah.
And sets up your turn for coming back on the crackback.
Mm.
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's subtle, but I think it's quite good.
I also like the fact that you can play a Krillin from Z energy combo or drop.
Yeah, basically any area where
you're going to remove my Krillin. I have a 1-drop to combo. I can still revive the 3-drop, which is really good.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool card.
Then we have Krillin gearing up for battle.
So he's a 1-drop with 1 specified blue. When this card is played, draw a card. It's a cantrip. Activate main, limit 1, best 1. So again, this could be your turn 1 to get a card in your drop if you need it. If your leader is a blue Android 18 card, place this card under your leader. That's all. You also get a card under your leader as well.
So that way you have actually 2 cards under your leader at the end of turn 1 if you went second.
Yes, because you can swing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a decent little cantrip.
Then we have another 3-drop Krillin, Defensive Battler. When you have a blue Android 18 card with energy cost of 5 or more in play, this card gets 5,000 power and blocker. So it's a 20k blocker. And then at the end of your turn you switch it to active mode, so you always can get that 1 attack in.
Mhm.
And limit 1 if your leader is blue and you have 3 or more energy, play this card from your hand.
Yeah, it doesn't really need to do anything more than that. Again, it's nice to have another blocker. You can get your punch in for as you like. So it can be a 20k swing, like
I think
on a one drop.
I still think I prefer the one that's removal because it actually affects the board.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. But you can bring this guy in on off of Android 18, so you can bring in a blocker if you need it.
Yeah. As long as you have Android 18. I think that's the problem because they're going to remove your Android 18 and this guy loses blocker.
That's true. That is true.
Next one, Android 18, gearing up for battle. So it's another one drop.
Yeah, so she's a one drop. When she is played, she is your top 5 search for a Krillin or Android, both blue with an energy cost of 5 or less, which is pretty much everything in the deck. And then you shuffle your deck afterwards. Activate main, limit 1, best 1. If your leader is a blue 18, place this card under your leader. So this is how, if you want to run the old 18, you can get cards under her.
Yeah, that is a way. Yeah. And there would also be a decent bait for the field.
Yes, true.
Because that field always needed a bait.
Yep. So yeah, actually, that's not a terrible shout. That is not a terrible shout there. Yeah. Next up.
Next up is the Z leader. Android 18, Axel Dance. So she costs 20,000 base power, and she costs 3 Z energy and 1 blue energy when your life is 3 or less on any blue Android 18. Z stack 2 for blue Krillin and blue Android 17 cards with cost of 5. Can I put, for example, 2 Krillins? That's the question I have.
I would say so.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I would assume so. I don't think there's any restriction that it, like blue.
But they need to have a specific cost of 5, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Auto once per turn when this card attacks, draw 1 card and place up to 1 blue card from your drop under this card, so it's the same effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then activate main once per turn. You can pay 3 blue. Place 3 other blue non-leader cards from under this card, so you can't get rid of your leader. In their owner's drop. Play up to 1 Krillin or Android 17 Z battle card, both blue, from under this card. And this card gains double strike for the turn.
Yeah, it's a pretty gnarly effect.
It is a gnarly effect, but it's very difficult to pull off, right? To play both of them, you essentially need 8 cards underneath. Including the 2 Z battles.
Yeah. If you're going that way, yeah.
It's nice that she has a base 20k, which is easy to defend. She can put herself very easy into that 3 life range because she can take the life for 5k combo. I kind of don't like the fact that she gets double strike in activate main. Not in activate battle.
Yeah.
Makes it very predictable, and you can only do it so many times. I guess later on in the game you can just pay 3, ditch 3 blue cards, and she just gets double strike if you have nothing else to play. But that just feels bad.
That is a thing you can do because it's optional to play the card. So yeah, I guess if you want to do that, I mean,
it just feels bad when you have a Champa which does the same thing for 1 cost and gives you 10k counter, not counter, power
combo. Yeah.
Yes, I was playing too much One Piece last weekend.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I think I like it. The Z stack and being able to bring cards out from under it is very interesting. And then the double strike, I think, does synergize well with one of the cards that restands her, I think.
I mean, Z-Stack is, as far as we've seen it, used to... The Boo had a very interesting gimmick with it. But beside that, it's to cheat out the cost. Mostly the Z energy cost. Because when you play from underneath a card, you don't pay the Z energy.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Z battles, we have Krillin Axel Dance.
So this is a 5 cost Krillin. He's got 3 Z energy. Deflect, dual attack, block. Auto, limit 1. If your leader is a blue
25,000 power, you might want to mention that.
It's only Krillin. 25k power for Krillin's quite nice, to be fair. If your leader is a blue Android 18, when it's played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. So no energy restriction, but doesn't get around barrier. Switch up to one of your leaders to active mode. Switch up to one of your mono blue energy to active mode. And this card gains barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. End of the turn, place up to one blue Android 18 card from your drop under your leader.
Okay, I can see what they're doing there, but I guess you're going to be reusing that 4-drop. So the reason I mentioned the 25,000 power, why it's important, is because all that blue Android 18 has the whole engine. It's not a clone token engine, it was the engine for ramping, the blue-green ramp.
Yeah, where you can
which
only play
limits
cards.
you. Yeah, you can't play cards that have more than 25,000 power.
Yeah.
Which means that this is still within the limit of actually being able to do that. And the reason why this Z leader has a cost of 3 cards under her, additionally, is to actually pay that Z cost. The Z energy cost.
Yeah.
Because this currently costs 3 Z energy. So you have them either under your leader or in your Z energy. And then it gives you a 2 energy discount.
Yeah, which I think is pretty cool.
But those are still not bad cards to actually play from your Z deck as well.
No, that's true. I mean, he's gonna land. So
yes, he has dual attack, and he also restands your leader.
Yeah, which could be.
Yeah. Android 17 Axel Dance has exactly the same stats as Krillin, but he doesn't have dual attack. He has critical.
And he has double strike.
Yes.
Very scary. This guy's very scary. So the auto is limit 1 if you're 18, a blue 18, I should say.
Yeah.
When it's played, switch up to one of your blue energy to active mode, switch up to one of your leaders to active mode, and it gets 10k power. So you're looking at 4 damage off of playing this guy. 2 of it being crit.
Yeah.
End of your turn, same thing. Blue 18 from your drop under your leader.
If you play enough ramp, you're looking at at 8 damage in 1 turn potentially. Swing with leader. Use the leader to play Android 17. So leader gets double strike, restands, and 10k. Swing with leader again. Swing with Android 17. That's 5 damage.
Yeah.
Then hard cast Krillin. Restand your leader again.
Yeah.
And that's another 2 damage with the leader because she gets it until the end of the turn. That's 7 damage. And Krillin had dual attack, didn't he? Yes. So that's 9 damage potential.
Yeah.
On 7 energy.
It's a powerful best head for sure.
And then you can still do it again next turn.
Yeah, it's not including any tech tricks and stuff like that. So like you could be going into the androids there where the androids can play off of each other. Yeah, I think there's something here with this package, especially this 17. This 17 is very scary to me.
Yeah, because it gives 10k to your leader that's already 20k base.
And she comes in active mode. And you're probably playing her off the thing where... So she's a 30k double strike.
Yeah.
If nothing else. After she's already swung to get you a card and then put a card underneath her.
And I think that effect is actually not once per turn, is it? Oh no, it's once per turn on her after she awakens.
Yeah.
But not before she awakens. So playing this before you awaken is actually quite cool. Because before she awakens, she's not once per turn on her attack.
But how would you get this out before you're awake?
5 energy and 3 Z energy.
I mean, if you've not awakened by that point, that's a very interesting game.
I mean, I'm sorry, no, but Android 16 can ramp you on turn 2.
Yeah, that's true.
This guy only restands mono blue energy, but there is no saying that all of your energy needs to be mono blue.
Yeah, that's another good point. Most of it just checks for blue.
That's why I mentioned it's very important that both this and Krillin are 25,000.
Yeah, so you can go into that round. But yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a good shout. Next up, we have Krillin Absolute Guard, which is the super combo for the deck.
Yeah, for 4 life or less, which is very easy to use.
Yep, just combo, draw a card. Standard affair, nothing much to say about it, but it's another Krillin super combo. I think we've got 3 of those now? Maybe more.
I know there is a yellow one.
No, the yellow one's thingy, isn't it? Oh wait, no, the yellow one is Krillin because he's getting his head crushed in. So I've always thought it was weird.
I always think it's
Yeah,
garlic, but it's actually Krillin. Yeah,
no, it is Krillin. You are right. And then there's the red one where he's got the Kami Piccolo costume on.
yeah.
Um, next up,
Android 17 Emergency Defense. So this is a Android 17 free drop, 15,000 power, 0.5k combo. Counter attack limit 1. If your leader is a blue Android 18 card, negate the attack, play this card. And then permanent, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its cost by placing 2 blue non-leaders from under your leader in their owner's drops.
so more utility for using her under the leader effect. I think this is quite strong.
Yes, because it gives you something to get the cards back under.
Yeah. And it also puts another body on your board, which then you can combo off and put it in your drop or Z energy. It's up to you. It negates an attack for potentially free, gives you more targets to then put under, and also has the ability to charge you. It's good. I really like this card.
Yeah. I think it's a nice card. I wanted to say I'm not too convinced, but then I thought about it. It's like you have 3 cards underneath, you use 2 of them, you negate the attack, and then you swing with your leader, you take a life, you get 2 cards under your leader, you're fine.
Yeah.
This is free, yeah.
Yeah. It relatively easy to do. And just can like offset your opponent's plays.
Yeah. Then we have Android 17 supporting his sister.
Yeah. Go team.
Free drop, 15,000 power, 0.5 combo. Do you want to take the effects?
Yeah, so 2 specified blue as well. When this card is played, choose up to one of your mono blue Android 18 cards when it's cost of 5 or less and switch it to active. So that's a really nice little effect there, especially if you're going to pair it with the double strike. Yeah. Activate battle, limit 1 blue. If your leader is a blue 18 and an Android 18 is in your combo area, play this card from under your leader. And at the end of your turn, if this card is in play, place it at the bottom of its owner's deck.
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
Why? So you swing with the 18 double strike, and then you combo into easy energy. And you combo into easy energy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't leave this boy on board.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, he's literally there to fulfill Z charging. Or
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair
and
enough.
it's another use. Like, it's potentially a battle trick, right? I mean, it's at the end of the turn, so you could theoretically do it in your opponent's turn. I don't know why you would do it in your opponent's turn.
Yeah, I kind of looked at it. If it had blocker, you would do it to protect your Android 18 from being attacked.
Yeah, I guess, right. If they've got multiple bodies on board, you bring this guy out on the first swing.
They swing into Android 18. Let's say they neg her by 10 or 15k, so she goes down to 5k. You sacrificed for 1 attack to protect her. With one of the combo cards being Android 18, you play this guy out, you switch her to active, so they can't attack her anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this pairs nicely. It only checks for Android 18, so if you are running the blue-green super combo 18, this is quite a nice little synergistic play there. So I think he's got quite a little bit. I think he's got quite a bit of potential. But it is a bit weird. It is a bit of a weird card, I must admit.
He's definitely an extender. And he can be a very scary extender if you think about it. Because his auto on play is not once per turn. And on that 20k double striker, if my opponent's at 2 life, you know it, I'm not going to be upset paying retail for him.
Yeah, that's true.
Pay free to restand a double striker and go for game is not a bad choice, especially then I can combo him off and have 25k attacker.
Yeah.
So being able to do that multiple times, I think is going to be the key to this card.
Mm-hmm. It is a lot of restand, push in, and then know when to have your Z deck ready to pop off.
Yeah.
Bulma helpful?
Yes.
Yeah. Bulma helpful cheer. 1 drop, 1k 0.5 combo. She's a cantrip. When she's played, you draw a card. And then, if your leader is a blue Android 18 card and you place one non-leader from under your leader in its owner's drop area, when this is used in a combo, choose up to one of your Krillin or 18 cards and it gets 1k power for the battle.
This is amazing.
She's so good. Because she's not only a 5k combo, she becomes at 6, which puts it past that point, and then
which means she's essentially a defensive 10k.
Yep.
She's amazing.
She's very good. You get a lot of use from her if you put her on the board, but she's also good just to keep back in hand as well.
Yeah. I mean, you play her, you draw a card.
Yeah.
She does not need to be used in the combo from hand, so you can combo her off of the board.
Exactly. So you can proc that. It's not battle card exclusive, so this can work with the leader. She's really good. She's a very solid piece of the deck, and she's also the perfect fodder to be put underneath the leader.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to be comboing her.
I mean, she's either going to go to your drop or to your Z energy.
Exactly. Yeah. Really cool card.
Yep. And then last card is Krillin helping his family.
Oh, look at them. They're all on an adventure. You've got a little hamburger, got a marinade.
I don't recognize this scene at all.
They're just flying. They're going.
Yeah, but I... Is that just before the Super Tournament?
Oh, I thought it was when they go to the cruise ship.
Oh, maybe,
battle.
Yeah.
Could be. You know what? It is when it is. That's when it is. If you know, leave us a comment in the comment section.
Yeah. Activate main, limit 1 if your leader is a blue 18. Draw a card. And look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Place up to 1 Krillin or 18, both blue, in your drop. So you don't have to hand, but you always draw a card. And if you place a Krillin or 18 in your drop, switch one of your mono blue to active.
Yeah, I think this is good. So you get
I think this is really good, and I think you need to see it in opening hand or very early.
Yeah, this is like the Majin Buu opener, but way better. So not only do you do a card.
Yeah, it's always replacing itself, and if you're playing it in a dedicated deck, which you will be, it's free. And it gives you 2 cards that let you do shit.
Oh yeah, it puts 2 cards in your drop, so you've got that ammunition to put stuff underneath it.
This is what the deck needed. And this is the last card they revealed for the deck as well.
Yeah, it's a very strong card. There is a reason it has limit 1.
Yeah. I mean, it's free, right? You would be able to activate 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have 8 cards in my drop. And I drew 4 cards.
Yeah. I mean, it's how many was it? 3 cards to awaken, because I think you could do it turn too.
3 cards to awaken.
Well, you can do it your first turn if you go in second. Because you use this.
You attack. This doesn't put anything under your leader.
No, that's true.
It is always going to be a second turn awakening.
Yeah.
Because you play this, you put stuff in your drop, you attack with your leader, or you don't even need. You can awaken second turn if you go first. Because then you just play 1 drop, draw a card, burst, put the 1 drop underneath. Then next turn play another 1 drop and attack with a leader.
Yeah. So multiple ways to awaken turn 2, which is nice for that consistency. I think overall really interesting style of play here. I like how it does work with the old 18 as well, which I know a lot of people do love that leader and that deck as well. So the fact that it works with both, I think, is really nice, and something I hope we see more of. Because I always like when, yes, it's new and it's in the same color, but it does have some synergy with the old strategy. It's really annoying when a leader comes out in the same color and it doesn't work with the old stuff. It's like,
right.
Why?
Reminds me of a bit of foresight here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I like Android 18.
Yeah.
I just have one regret.
Mm-hmm.
That she looks really fun, and I had really huge hopes for Blue.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is as we're recording this, we're already in the process of reveals for the next leader.
Yeah.
and the first day of reveals for that leader is already overshadowing everything else that was revealed in this set.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's fair, right? We have to look at the context here. If we hadn't seen Android 21 by now, I'd say this is pretty good. The fact that we know what Android 21 does, she's next level crazy sauce. But that'll be our next video. Which if you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, that really helps the channel. Will help us grow. We're covering all the Bandai card games and some more stuff lined up in the future. I've been
Shadowverse Evolve.
That is something that is coming up in the future. Joined by Lucas Smith, and we'll see you next time.